about candy going to heart condition, and then speaking of heart conditions, Denny's, my favorite restaurant in the world.
And Denny's will certainly raise your blood pressure.
Denny's is closing a bunch of restaurants, and they just closed the one in Fountain City. For all you Knoxvillians that listen to the show,
Gone. No more All-American scramble, slam, no Grand Slam.
And I love Denny's, man.
No puff pass.
Like, the level of service you get at Denny's is so consistent. It's just shitty. And it's so consistent. And it's like, I just love it.
Denny's!
I lived in Virginia Beach for a while, and we used to go there. I would work 4 10-hour shifts.
Yes.
And so every other week, we would work 4 days straight. So it's like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
Or no, sorry. It was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
you.
Monday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when we did those 4 days, like after our shift, and like we worked really late hours too.
I got you.
I worked for Gateway. That was actually a company, folks, for you folks playing at home.
Moo cow.
And so we would always go to Denny's afterwards, and like I'd get the All-American Slam, and they would just bring me the carafe of syrup, and I would just pour it all over that bastard. All over it. Sauces had, bacon, hash browns, eggs, everything had syrup.
Shoo.
Listen,
that's pretty bad.
let me tell you when it was bad.
You were flirting with the diabetes.
When about 10 hours later is when it was really bad. Nobody wanted to be around
It's
me.
like eating too many Hooters wings.
It is. We got Hooters last night, as a matter of fact.
Did you really? They changed their wings though. They have changed. They have changed. So, but like I'm talking like back in the day. I mean, the grease on the plate.
They give you those wooden plates.
Just
those little,
just let you know that your butt was going to be burning later.
That's why I think there's taste buds back there.
I mean, there's something back there.
I mean, that was some rough time.
And
I was always, I'd always
had to
question
hang
myself,
around.
like, why would I do this to myself?
I mean, you had to hang around somewhere where there was a John imminently present, or you was going to shit all over yourself.
Yes.
I mean, not even play. Like there is not enough sphincter tone in the world to overcome that mass movement.
I just remember.
And then it would just burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno.
So here's the terrible story. God, I can't believe it. I can't believe I tell this stuff about myself here. So it was. I was living in Virginia Beach. I was probably like 22 years old, and we went to Hooters. Like I was off for like a couple days. Right?
Yeah.
So like we went to Hooters the night before because I could just sleep all day the next day.
That's what you do.
So we went to Hooters that night, and we bought 100 wings. It's more than just me, but there was like 4
Shut
or
up!
5
You know you ate about 70 of those bitches, and you thought you was gonna die.
I probably ate about 30, and these were 911.
You asking for trouble?
There was beverages and as well,
Oh, son.
and then like the cheese, fries, and everything. Right?
Oh no!
But I couldn't even gain
The
weight.
curly Q.
You know what I mean? Like I couldn't even gain weight at that point.
Oh no!
I was
Now
in my 20s.
Now you look at it and it's like,
Yeah, it's like-
there went 7 pounds.
And so I eat
The
all these
curly
wings.
Q fries.
And I wasn't feeling necessarily great when I got home, so I just went to bed, right? So I get up the next morning, and like
I
I've
can't
got,
take you serious.
and I've got,
I cannot take you
so
serious.
I get up the next morning, and like I'm like, oh God, I feel bad, right? And it hadn't hit me yet, right? So I had leftover wings. I brought some home, like, I brought like 15 home, and it was lunchtime, right? So I'm like, okay, well I'll heat them up, right? So I heated up the wings, and I ate those, and watched ESPN, and about
My mouth is open right now. Just so you. Okay, I'm ready. Keep
about the
going.
time that I got to the last 2 or 3 wings, I'm like, ooh, it's time. It's time. So I go to my bathroom.
You and Bruce Buffer.
It's time. It's time. And dude, I just destroyed this toilet, right? To the point where I'm flushing in between because it's like so disgusting. And I'm like saying, why would I do this to myself? It gets worse. So like on the last run of it, I guess that's the way, I don't know.
No pun intended.
Right. Waka waka.
Waka waka.
And dude, I'm just like, it's like
You're holding on to something at this point.
the best I can tell you is I'm basically pissing out of my ass.
Yes. Okay. Oh, yes.
and so
Straight vinegar, baby.
right,
Straight
so
vinegar.
I'm finished. I'm cleaning myself up. I'm like, oh God, I'm sweating. I'm not kidding. I'm sweating. Like this has been a rough go. I've been in there for like 20 minutes. I try to flush the toilet and it won't flush.
Of course it would.
Right.
I
don't have a plunger.
I knew it.
Right. And I'm like, oh God, I'll have to go buy a plunger and everything. And about that time, the doorbell or somebody knocks on the door, not the doorbell. So I'm like, I thought it was one of my buddies, right? I'm like, even better, they can ride with me to go get a plunger and whatever, right?
Oh, no.
I open the door, and this absolutely 100 gorgeous girl, I'm a single guy too, right? Shows up, and she goes, hi, my name's, whatever her name was, Gretchen. I don't know.
Hottie McHotterson.
So Hottie McHotterson is at the door, and she goes, hi, Mr. Man. I'm from the U.S. Census, and I'd like to, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, sure, because it's a hot girl. Like, I'm gonna say, no, don't come into my house. I offer her like a drink, and I give her a water and everything. And we're talking, like we're just like talking and kind of flirting. I forgot about what was going on.
Oh no!
13 feet from me in the bathroom, right?
Oh,
and
no. And she said she had to go to the bathroom.
And so,
oh, Dave.
So she said, hey, can I use your restroom? And it hits me. And I'm like, oh, hey, I said, totally serious here. Like the toilet just broke. Like I'm going to whatever, like just before you got here. And about that time, a scent started floating through the apartment. And the look on her face completely changed to like, oh. And so she started putting two and two together because, number one, there was a box that said Hooters on the top that was still sitting like in an area she could see because I had this tiny apartment. So it's like an open box, wings from Hooters. I smell something, and you just told me your toilet was busted. Yeah.
So, and there was no more discussion.
So I felt like
Turd Ferguson.
Thank you, Norm MacDonald.
It's okay.
But yeah.
It's okay.
I was shitalicious that day.
It was okay.
Yeah, so
and if you're listening, whoever you were,
I'm sorry, Gretchen.
It's okay.
Hottie McHotterson.
I doubt that really it didn't really mess up anybody's day on either side because you were able to still continue. You went and got your plunger.
I did.
You might have had to have punished it again once or twice.
I did.
And it was okay. And she went right along asking people and recording census information.
I did. So I go
door to door.
So I go get the plunger later, like after she leaves, right? And I come home. And like I'm fighting with it, and finally, like
who does?
It's
number two.
Right, and it sucks it down.
That's the best when it finally releases.
Like, and so about an hour or two after that, like I had 2 or 3 buddies come over because my apartment was just the place that everybody showed up, and like we were going to watch football or something that night. Actually, basketball, I think. And
you still had giblets in the toilet.
No. So it just still smelled like they came in.
Why'd you not buy the air freshener when you went, dog?
Dude, I had air freshener.
Oh, it wasn't enough.
It just you couldn't get rid of it. Like I just couldn't get rid of the smell. And like my buddy comes over and his name was Jude. And Jude was from the Bronx. Jude was from the Bronx. I've got a lot of stories about Jude.
Hey, shitter.
And he walked in and he goes, like everybody's smelling it, right? And like he walks in and he goes, yo, what came out of your ass? And he was with us the night before. I was like, I went to Hooters last night.
It's like, we were there, man. You know what went down?
He's like, dude, run some water or something.